Here we go. Hello there, Robo Boogie. CTL. Shout out. And by the way, folks, if you are looking for, I don't know, some sort of top tier hype casting, I did that yesterday for DreamHack. It's my birthday, and I unfortunately don't have a birthday hat. I guess I can. Here's a mask. Here's a N95 that I can put on my head. Hey, Snoopy, thanks so much. Happy birthday. Do you like my birthday hat? I took an N95 mask. We'll let it go until it gets really obnoxious. Yeah, I need the. There we go. All right. So I hope you all enjoyed my birthday hat. I didn't get a real one. I just kind of was lazy today and had a nice breakfast and did all those things. No, what should my birthday command be? I don't have a birthday command. Also, hey, Mlu. Glad you're joining us here. And Rexter, thanks so much for the birthday subs. I appreciate it. So again, when we're looking at how this match is going, Rextor is doing Rextor things and being far too generous. So thank you again, Rextor. If I had a beer, I would cheers you, but I don't have any beers because I was lazy. And I should have done that. I should have gone and grabbed a couple beers before I went live today, but I was busy watching DreamHack all day. And I was trying to watch my boy Estrella win. He didn't. Very sad, but the games were good. And NA PvP is just something else. We'd love to see it. Is this 1080p? All right, this is full HD. Okay. So, folks, working from a YouTube clean feed, sometimes you're... Well, actually, the thing is, I have this as a full screen projector on my second monitor right here, and that's a 4K. I have a 4K panel that I'm casting off of. So, like, HD looks terrible. It was really fun when I was doing stuff with DreamHack. Is there anything we need to talk about right now? No. Okay. Cham going for standard expand. Yes, Cham going for a roughly standard expand build. Slightly delayed Overlord. I think there was like a 22 Overlord. Yeah. Sledge Miner. I am so excited to see Estrella in GSL. I think what is his first game? He's Group B, right? GSL starts tomorrow. No, Estrella's Group D, so he is next Thursday. 1 week and 3 days from now. And I can guarantee you that he is going to be at DreamHack. So, or I can 99.9% guarantee you he's going to go to DreamHack. So very excited about that one. Estrella's looked good. Estrella's looked really good. But of course, Neve is just looking like probably the best Western Protoss right now. I mean, I don't know in PvP. Max Pax probably still takes that. But like just in general, I don't know. PvT maybe. Let me turn that command off. That match is done. Sorry. There is no match Reno that we are. Command delete. There we go. Yeah, that was for the Bayo Bash, which may be happening on Tuesday. Not totally sure. I need to talk to my sponsor about that. Right? Sludge Miner, we didn't even have Classic make it in. Now, that is Classic who... yes, kill the bug. Yeah, Marty V. Beard. I'm in the process of getting Maturino codes, which is... so, eventually, I think I talked about this last night, but we're going to keep going with this because I'm excited about the idea, and I'm going to build hype for it by talking about other tournament formats while I actually cast a tournament. Dream didn't even... Dream didn't go through all the qualifiers, so I don't know what was up with that. Maturino is a website that allows you to donate 25 cents for free by effectively clicking a claim code button. But it is like a tournament hosting platform that allows you to donate money to tournaments. So I've run like $50 tournaments where I put up $50 and then people donated like $150 and it ended up being a $250 event. How much was bet? Rextor, Mr. Team Liquid person. Do me a favor. Do you remember how big the price pool was for Bayo Bash 2? I think it ended up being like almost $200 off a $50 seed. Because I could look it up, but I have it was under 50. Thank you. The magic of Rextor. Like, I could look this up myself, but he is Rextor. Oh, question though. I don't know if, oh, actually, wait a minute. Hellions diving on top, and there's no detection on these queens, so we're gonna see the Banshee actually get a decent amount of damage here as Spirit trying to find something, and getting 2 queens already is a wonderful trade, especially when you lose, I think it was 1 Hellion in that engagement. And the queens now, there's only 1 high energy queen. There's one that's caught off a little bit off guard here, but we still don't have detection on the Banshee, so another one is almost gonna go down. Now, of course, the Banshees, they gotta be careful. They don't really want to find themselves near the detection range. But that was, I think, 4 queens dead. There was a spine forced for like 2 Hellions. We absolutely take those. We absolutely take those. Oh, 47ers, by the way. Hey, hi. I enjoy your, well, I enjoy the emotes you made. I got you, so 170 something. That makes sense. Any chance you can make a WTL calendar thing? Hey, thank you so much for the 500 bits there, 47ness. And the cakes. I've not had cake today, but I did have a delicious popover and some corned beef hash for brunch. So that is worthwhile. I could have had a cake, but here's the thing. I woke up just before DreamHack started because I was up late watching, well, casting. Thank you. I will attach myself to it. I was up late listening to Steadfast and Zombie Grub cast EPT Korea. Oh, I'm already attached to it. Thank you. It seems I'm already attached to it. Yeah, someone else did it. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, watching Steadfast and Zombie Grub cast EPT Korea. Dealing with the wonderful post-event blues. Now, folks, if you've never done this, if you're not familiar, post-event blues are when you're done, and you're done with your last cast of a tournament, and then you just desperately start fiending for any sort of feedback, positive or negative, about it. Honestly, though, Spirit is being really, really impressive with these Banshees. And now he's got to push through the middle here. Now, it's interesting to see at this point that he is opting to knock the rocks down, because you almost kind of want to hold these high ground positions, and by knocking the rocks down, it just gives another counterattack potential there for Cham. But the fact that Cham is committed to these mutas right now, this 1-1 is not done. 1-1 is now done for Spirit. This is a significant army supply lead that he's got. It's like a 30 army supply lead, and 15 of that, 20 of that is in the mutas, which do not fight this army all that well. So it really will all be down to the Banes. There are 13 Banes. We'll be up to 21 odd Banes on the map. And if Spirit's splits are good, and again, Spirit, we make the meme about Spirit being Cyril's practice partner. This is not easy, but here come the Lings, here come the Banes. Spirit splitting backwards. Actually, he's going to get a lot of shots there, but it doesn't really matter because, yeah, the tanks are down, but that is still a literal metric ton of bio. Actually, an Imperial ton, just to make Rextor mad. But metric ton of bio there. Knocking the tanks, actually, it does take some power from this push, but now tanks are going to siege up once again in the choke. Makes it a lot harder for the Banelings to commit to. And now here come the Banelings spilling on once again, trying to make something happen. And they do. A lot of the Marines die on the front side, but the back side, there's more where that came from. And the Banshees, somehow, they're still alive. Banshees are still alive, and that is a bit of a problem. And the problem, actually the bigger problem, there's not a lot of Banes. So the mutas will eventually knock the Banshees down. Exactly, making Rextor mad, most important thing. Man, Spirit is just eating these Bailey shots. But it's, I don't know, the hike of arrogance. He says he doesn't really care, I guess. But now Bailey's connect once again on top of so many of these Marines. Bailey stuff spilling backwards off creep, a lot easier to split. But now, Mutas, Lings, and Banes, they get on top of the tanks. They push Spirit back. And the Spirit's army supply lead, he doesn't have it. He's down 10 army supply. This is not what he wanted. Am I doing anything for Valencia? Is my DreamHack experience over? I'm not signed to do anything for Valencia right now. That's not a thing. I am going, assumedly. Like, I have heard that there will be a B stream and a C stream for Valencia. So I'm hoping, at least for that first day, that I will have, like, B stream on that Friday. I don't know. Like, I don't know anything. There's, like, a insanely slim margin. And I don't even know if I could do it. Like, if 5 people drop out and they say, hey, Bayo, can you do Valencia? I'm visiting my partner from June 15th to the 21st. And after that, like, so that's 6 days right there that I'm away from my PhD. And I've already taken a couple days doing stuff for this. And it would not be a lot of time to say, hey, PI, can I go and like fly out to Europe for a couple days for just like what is effectively vacation? So I don't know that I could do that. I would love to. And AG Predator, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to be able to be on the mainstream this season. Like, my goodness. Okay, well, we're gonna have to pay attention to what the push happening from Spirit a little bit, because the medevac falls, but you knock a queen down at this point, and that is super. Honestly, not at any point in the game, and it's not as bad as it once was, because it looks like Cham has 5 hatch. It's not as important, but knocking down queens, specifically base queens, that are of course your inject potential, it becomes so obnoxious for the Zerg just to be able to resupply. But what we got to point out is that pressure from Spirit, honestly, probably should have worked. Oh, look, it was funny, Marty VB. I had a great time working with the cats into Muslim and Wardy, and I think those were, hey, Captain Hoppa, bow tie fun. Thank you so much. I need to find a StarCraft bow tie, and I can't really find one. I'm on the lookout for it. But anyways, we have Bailey's come crashing in now, but they're going to try not really find all that much. The tank's actually getting some juicy as hell shots, but even still, is the planetary, is the Thor going to be enough to break this down? It looks like, actually, no, it's not going to be. Magic Box there trying to get on top of things. Thor gets picked up, dropped back down. Cham does break Spirit, though. He knocks down so much of the tech of this army, and behind this, Cham's on 85 workers. He's on 5 hatches. This Liberator is going to get 1 worker and the Queen. Okay, the Queen goes down. That's annoying. And he's going to find a little bit more here as well, as more Queens continue to fall. But that almost broke Cham, much like the push from Spirit that almost broke Spirit, much like the push from Spirit almost broke Cham. Yeah, but the problem is then I need to find StarCraft patterns, right? I need to find StarCraft fabric. And I haven't found any. But Marty V. Beer, to answer your questions, the Bailey's come, well, they kill some supply depots. But, here's the better question. Captain Hoppa, what is it like to be literally floating on the edge of a galaxy? Like, that is the real question. But finally, because I'm stopped being distracted, I had a great time working with all these people I've never worked with before. Yeah, I guess. I only have 1 StarCraft shirt, though. I have one for Medal Battlegrounds DC, which I'm never cannibalizing. But I suppose I could order one and do something from that. But I would ideally have like one with a lot of Zerglings on it, one with a lot of SCVs on it, one with a lot of probes on it, I think. Would be 3 different fun ones. But finally, to get back to answering that question. I don't have time. I don't have good habits reacting to chat that's live. It was really funny, like working with all these people I've never worked with. I think we did a pretty good job, and I think out of everyone, I just gelled with Cats the best, because Cats is just a super chill dude. Everyone, like Wardy and Muslim and everyone else, see you around, Rextor. Have a good night. Thanks so much for hanging out with me this afternoon for the watch party. It was also super stressful. Not stressful in the way, oh, I'm so worried I'm not going to be able to do a good job, but stressful in the way of like, I've never worked with these people before, so I have to think more about how I'm casting with them than oh, you're right, I do need a modder. There we go. I've done the thing. It's all important. But I couldn't focus as much on my cast so much as on my cast with my co-caster, which, I mean, it makes sense. I've never worked with them before. You have different like handoffs and different habits and everything else. It absolutely takes reps. But then I did 2A stream series with Steadfast. When I did the NA upper finals and lower semis, or lower round 4, whatever it is, straight out disc. But here, actually, wait a minute. Here comes a fight from Cham, trying to break once again. Does Spirit have what it takes? Splitting backwards. The Thor is standing stronger right now. But there are so many Banelings left on the map here as they continue to spill forward. The tanks, they're going to siege up for not that long, though, because Lings, actually, the Mutas are not even going to kill that one. And Spirit was just a little bit too, I don't know, arrogant with that push earlier on. His micro, too imprecise, whatever you want to say, because he had a push that looked like it was going to work. And then he just ate chunks and chunks and chunks of Banes into his Marines when the Bane count was not all that high, and now his natural is broken. 13 SCVs have died. So much of the tech of the Terran has died here. Magic Fox on the Mutas. They're trying to find something, but they got to run away there. They're clumping up. Actually, a lot of these Mutas have fallen. It's only 14 SCVs down. And Cham is going into Ultras. Which is insane. Yeah. But you talk about stuff clicking or not, and then I did those 2 series with Steadfast, and Steadfast and I easily have 500 hours casting together in the last 2.5 years. Because, right, slowly, I'm like the only one that spams it out of anyone in my chat, anyone that's a sub of mine, but I desperately love that GG emote. Like, it is so good. Because in my real life, I'm a robotics PhD student, and I have this having a little robot that raises a GG. I want to see if I can get one that is an animated version of that just like lifts the placard up. GG. But anyways, so Steadfast and I easily have like probably 400 or 500 hours. That was an earlier proof of the emote 47ness. Oh, we have tons of hours doing the corporate esports association, online cups, whatever, B streams. Katowice B stream was an easy 30 hours by itself. So it was so cool to be able to just relax into that one for those last 2 series, and I think they were probably my 2 best casts of the main event. As Bailey's come rolling in once again, it's not Ultras in to lose, at least not this game, at least not yet. Cham, we see the censored number, whatever it is, 173 supply, but Spirit really is the one that is cursing right now. What is my purpose? To hold the GG sign. Absolutely. If you're curious, 47 is I can upload pictures of the proofs to my Discord. I have them all in my email. But to do that, folks, to see the proofs and other random things, ooh, sneaky little ghost there. Want to see the proofs of different emote ideas and other things, you got to join my Discord. Oh, hey! ESL has joined the party, folks. Hi, welcome everyone from ESL. I did not cast today. I know Ravi and Cass did a fantastic job. I've really been... Most people, for their birthdays, they go out and they party and they do whatever. I decided my best life for my birthday today was to sit at home in a Discord call with some people, some of my friends, and just watch the ESL final day. Can the ESL cast chat recognize me without a bow tie? That's actually a really big question. I don't know. Do I need to go to my closet and find a bow tie? So I had a great time listening to everything today, and then I figured I needed more StarCraft in my life because literally I have an addiction and the only solution is more StarCraft. So this is WTL from this morning, Kaizi Gaming versus Team GP. Spirit had a great push early on. It didn't really work out though. He had too many bailing shots. Now Cham is trying to bake Spirit, but this is Glittering Ashes, and you don't break people on 5 bases easily. Not really. So Cham has had a big lead for a while after Spirit had a decent lead early before Cham held. And now we're getting to the point where Personal Cloak is on the way. 3-3 is done. Liberators are ravaging mineral lines, but that's not a standard component of how this works. And the Terran goes late, and we start to hit that point that I know I've talked about it a lot, but when we talked to all the Zergs in Katowice, or we had all those interviews, we had this idea. It was pretty obvious that, or not even obvious, the Zergs were saying that Maru in the late game, Maru post 20 minutes, you just did not beat him. Because his Ghost Mech control was too damn strong. And the composition itself is hard to get to, but very strong indeed. We're going to have to... this is a lot of Broodlords. A Broodlord Ultra with some Queens, which I don't really know why the Queens are walking, because we don't have any creep for it right now, and I don't see any Overlords joining in. So the Queens actually... They do almost nothing, but you know what? Points to the attempt. It's going to be okay. Maybe Cham didn't read the patch notes. He read the patch notes. Nuke dropping here as well, right on top of that army. It's going to make it hard for something to happen. Where is the Ghost? Looks like it's not. It's actually kind of hidden there on the army on the high ground, so will be forced back. He's going to nuke a Marauder. That poor Marauder. It didn't deserve that fate. Are the colors dark casted on? Honestly, when Mars flips that turtle switch mode, it is truly disgusting. So folks, by the way, I'm not casting this from in-game. It would be maybe a little higher resolution. This is the WTL clean feed. So I'm casting off of a YouTube VOD, which also means, look, Ma, no hands. I'm not observing. It's incredible. Oh wait, I forgot to I need to put my birthday hat back on. My N95 mask that I've repurposed for this. But okay, so now Broodlord's starting to siege away, and Broodlords are bad for a couple reasons. If the Ghost can get on top of them, get those snipes off, that's a problem. And then if Thors do the Thor thing, because Thors outrange Broodlords and high impact payload, they kill things pretty easily. But in this game where Cham's trying to find his way down a ramp, he cannot set up the concave for the really good snipes. He doesn't have any Thors. For now, at least, the Broodlords will continue to find value. I just think it's really interesting that he has the Queens here with that. Again, they're not, oh, big Fungal here. So we're going to see Broodlords find a little bit more value. And, oh, Fungal from the low ground on top of a lot of these Ghosts. But the question is, there the follow-on? And as hard as it is now for Cham, or for Spirit to push down the ramp, it is equally hard for Cham to push up the ramp. But he's going to find his way up now. We're going to start to see some of these orbitals start to fall. And the turtle level 1 has been broken, but there we go. Snipes going down on infestors, it looks like. Maybe some detection, or maybe some overseers as well, but I don't think any of those completed. And now here come the snipes going down, and Broodlord's not getting their shots off just yet. Cham, though, he's maintaining his supply. And Spirit, he's got a decent amount of minerals in the bank, but he has no gas. So building these Ghosts is a bit unfortunate, a bit difficult, but now as the Thors pop, as the Ghosts start to get their snipes on out, it looks like Cham will be forced back right now because we don't have any infestors anymore to knock down the snipes of the Ghosts, to prolong the fight just a little bit more. And at the end of the day, looks like Cham took the better fight. I mean, I think that's fairly obvious based on supply and everything else, but, well, we're used to seeing Terrans in fight situations like that trading more efficiently, but 25 Banes and an additional 9 Broodlords. That is a hell of a lot. By the way, folks, you know what I should do? I'll do it after this game. I should make use of my green screen for, like, I should have, like, rotating cakes or something. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm not the most, yeah. I don't have a party store near me like Zombie Grub did, so she could have all of her party favors for her birthday. So I do apologize. I'm not fun. But Broodlord's killing. Well, I get to that point in the orbitals with the Corruptors there as well. It's dying one way or the other. So Spirit's losing a lot of these bases on the right side, but the drop on the left, or drop on the right side for Cham as well, causing problems. And Spirit started to realize that this deathball of a Zerg army, it really is a deathball. So while it is slow and plodding and ponderous and powerful, this is, I think, like 20 Broodlords. That is 60 supply of that army right there. Maybe even more. I'm not sure how many Broodlords that exist. That really cannot rotate and cannot deal with Cham all that, or cannot deal with Spirit all that well whatsoever. So we're going to have to see, or I guess so Spirit is saying, yeah, let me rotate. Let me put pressure on the map. Let me knock a couple of your outlying hatcheries down. But we're starting to get the point now where these Broodlords have found the production. At least they're getting close to the production of the Terran player. But here's actually the big problem, is Ghosts are going to cloak up. They're going to snipe down. And then I think there are Ghosts on two sides. So it's really difficult for Cham to make sure he has enough Broodlings out to prevent this from happening. And now, well, he's going to have to run back home here. Vikings joining the fray as well. We're going to have Corruptors try to buffer for them. And the Broodlord's not really getting their damage done. So the Ghosts are getting snipes off in between the Broodlings dropping down, which is allowing some of the Broodlords to die. As we see 1, 2, 3, 4, what are these? I think it's like 12 Broods right now. So a couple have fallen. But Cham maintaining his supply, he's really broken the economy of Spirit in this game. And most importantly, getting onto the high ground, that's where things start to get really problematic. If you knock down the barracks, if you knock down the factories and the starports and everything else, and honestly, even more importantly, if you knock down the Ghost Academy, you're going to be really happy with how these things are going. So, for now, I think there was 4 or 5 barracks that have died. We're going to see the factory fall as well. And yeah, single G. Spirit realizing that he cannot break out anymore. Cham takes game 1. I'm sorry, folks. Let's give us some game-by-game predictions. The G. That is such a great, I'm kind of mad that I didn't think of it. That is such a great emote there from Morty. All right, so where's my webcam? Where is Chroma Key? Why am I'm blind? There we go. All right, so we got that. Actually, it needs to be messed with a little bit. And I need Envato. No. So here's the thing, 11 Shady. It's my birthday today, and I don't have a really good birthday hat. So stock video, birthday cake. So here's what we're doing. No, you're good. I had too much fun with the memes during DreamHack that like nothing will stop me now. So, apologies, folks. This is going to take up the entire screen for just a second. Or part of the screen, I don't really know. Oh, it's a 4K video. And thank you, 11 Shady. I appreciate the happy birthday wishes. Where'd it go? Oh. Apparently the cake didn't want to be... Oh, that's... I didn't set it to loop. Like, we're doing this on the fly production. Like, this is a very... Folks, this is not what I normally do. Normally, I would be much more into being a caster. But this is a casual cast. I've cast a lot this week. And I'm sure you all have had a good time watching DreamHack. So... Cake went right in my bag of holding, exactly. It was lembas bread. It was lembas bread. As we see the little candles flickering. That's actually not as active as I wanted, but it's okay. We'll deal with it. What do we have in this game on Berlingrad? We can assume Spirit wants to go for a push once again. He did it game 1. And it almost worked, but I don't know whether it was a ping disadvantage because, of course, Cham is... I don't think Cham's Korea anymore. I think he's back in Mexico. I don't really have confirmation. But regardless, he's not in Europe. The Spirit is in Europe, so... We do have to consider that. Whatever. There is some ping disadvantage. He found his way up some ramps. He ate big bailing shots. And then while those bailing shots, they kind of blew some things up. And that push that was looking so promising for Spirit because it was hitting right as Mutas popped and before 1-1 was done and all of these wonderful things, suddenly it died and then Cham was able to flood across and it didn't work as well. Hey, PGK, thanks so. Thank you for the birthday wishes. And Berlingrad, of course, is a much shorter map. Berlingrad is one of those rare maps, actually, that we do see 2-base pushes. And I guess we can consider maybe Pride of Altaris a 2-base push map as well, but that is really only because Hero Marine did it to Cyril. And if it kills Cyril, it's good enough in my book. Man, it's going to be so weird to see Cyril through... actually, I'm hopeful because I'm hopeful I'm going to get maybe some okay, let's be real. I was going to say I'm hopeful maybe I'll get some Cyril games if I get the B stream for Valencia. Because I think there's going to be one for that. And I'm not invited in person unless something really crazy happens. So don't know. But what I'm hopeful that maybe I'll get some Cyril games from open bracket 1 or 2 if I get a B stream. Don't know what's happening with that one. Have not been contacted about that just yet. I just know that, again, unless something crazy, like everyone falls sick and it is maybe a couple other people can't go as well, then maybe I would get invited. But Cham going... Okay, so the Banshee's here. They're going to find their way in, but Cham has dropped a second Roach Warren. I don't know whether he canceled one or not. I didn't see how far along the first Roach Warren was when the second one was made. But maybe there's a world where he's going like quick Roach Speed and Roach Burrow. But okay, now it looks like that was so he's going quick Infestation Pit. It looks like that he did notice that this was only a single. Yeah, it looks like he canceled Roach Warren. So I'm hopeful that that's the case. I was kind of excited. I'm like, is this gonna be like a two Hydrogen timing where you go exactly. That's what's gonna happen. ESL is gonna reach out to me. They say, hey Bayo, we don't want you to cast Valencia, but what we do want needs you to get up in a plane. Or a plane. Circling at 20,000 feet. Circling Valencia. And in the event that something terrible happens, in the event that all the casters get COVID, we're going to land you, and we're going to put you in a bubble, and you're going to cast the rest of Valencia by yourself. I'm not sure I would appreciate that, actually. Like, I love casting, but like doing the entirety of, say, if that scenario happened on day 2, doing 2 full days of literally being the only voice. I mean, I'm pretty sure my voice would give out. Especially as I'm like more in the archetype of a... Would I pay you to not track my plane? I would give you... what is it, $5,000? And then you're going to say, actually, no, can I get like a Tesla in free college? And I'm going to say, no. Or whatever. See, I can't lean into that meme as well as I would like because I don't remember what the numbers were. Anyways, now Spirit, his push happening. And, well, actually, he's just going to pull back. And I'm trying to find his way back to a bit more of a choke piece. He has a good idea now of what the army composition of Cham is. But this is a... I have not been talking about this... Thank you, Damon. I actually did not have time to go get a party hat. I was too busy watching StarCraft. So I'm using an N95. I'm using an N95 mask that I found on my desk. I will give you friendship, Rear Looker. But this build from Cham is actually super interesting. So he went a really quick infestation bit, really quick hive. He has 4 Vipers on the way. And he's going to have Adrenal around the same time as 1/1 range is going to be done. Like, this is not a thing. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but it's not a thing. Like, this is not something that we see all that often. This is not in the meta in any way, shape, or form. But it's been working for now. Question though whether it will continue working. Slings are going to actually not find a good surround. I thought they were. Drone's going to get pulled away because the 9-minute Hellion harass is absolutely a thing. Dropping the natural though. They're going to find a bunch of these Vipers, and that's a good scout here for Spirit, but also doesn't look like it's going to get all that much done as Lings arrive. And these Lings, technically, actually, that's actually a fun thought. So Cracklings effectively give Lings +3. Right? And just in terms of how quickly, much quicker they attack, it is almost like giving Zerglings +3. As this fit base doesn't get canceled. So Cham, by getting an infestation pit and a lair, and an upgrade that is cheaper than +3, certainly, in Crackling and Adrenal Glands, he now has 3/1 Lings and 1/1 Roach Ravager. So that's I don't know that it's worth it, but maybe that's the logic there. I don't know, really. I don't really know. This is cool. But there we go. We see carpet bombing of a drop into the 4th base here of Cham. And Spirit's been able to find some value, but we're at this game state where Cham is on, well, actually, he's only on 70 workers. He's kind of gone, well, he's going to go up to 78, okay. But when you're at like 80 workers before that harass, losing a couple workers here or there, it's not the end of the world. You don't want it. It's not ideal. But it's not like he killed 10 workers when we're at 45 workers or something. And behind this, first of all, Cham, it almost feels like he's hiding his Vipers, but they were scouted. Certainly, though, he has gone and, well, he's found himself into extremely quick ultras, which is of course always questionable, right? The meme of ultras into lose is 100% true. Always a thing. But also, sometimes it works. If the Zerg finds himself far ahead, or they're able to hit this timing before the Terran is ready, before Terran has Ghost in 3/3. By the way, Spirit has forgotten his 3/3 upgrades, or at least he's delaying them to maybe get Ghost out faster. It does mean that Ultras actually can be surprisingly good. Now, Cham, it feels like he's trying to hide these Vipers. But again, we know Spirit scouted him, so I don't really know what's up with that. All right, so now Cham, he's maxed out. His ultras are not yet made. What are his upgrades at? +1, well, actually, effectively +4 for the Ling is just completed, +1 for the Banes. Now he's going to try to find part of this army out of position just a little bit. It's going to be able to boost his way back home, but now here come the Vipers a little bit behind this, but the Blinding Cloud is going to go down onto the tanks. Now, honestly after they're even super useful, because at this point the army has crushed through anyways. We're gonna see this fourth base try to go down. The repair is good, but the biles at the end. Cool guys don't look at explosions. Ravagers do though, so a lot of them will die on the retreat. And a bunch of overseers, which they feel cheap. They feel like they're not all that much, but you can play games where suddenly overseers feel like they're really expensive. No, Hoppa, I agree. This is such a weird upgrade order. I'm assuming that the idea here was I'm going to have really heavily upgraded Lings and really heavily upgraded Roaches at the same time, because again, Crackling is effectively +3, but it's only for your Zerglings. So if you're going for some like Ling Roach Ravager thing, maybe that's it. Is these what is effectively 4-2 Zerglings. Now they're going to find this army, but ooh, Vipers are going to get sniped down. EMP, that is 400 gas going down the drain right there. There's really not what you want. And 600 gas. Okay, so now this is a much more accessible pushing position for Spirit on the left side. Certainly as Lings have all, or the Lings are on the other side. And of course with Ultras as well. I mean, Ultras with Ghosts are not all that happy. You have to just either win the fight, lose the fight, but you can't kind of waffle in the middle of the fight. Much like cutting the pickle, you know? Up high, down, well, no, up high, down low, in the middle. Cut the pickle, tickle. Anyway. There is no middle ground. But now here come the Ultras here. And a lot of them are very low, though. That being said, these are still only 2-2 Marines and Marauders and whatever. So it really is all on the Ghosts right now to keep these, to knock all of these Ultras down with their Kindness Plating and +2 armor done. They're not going to be all that successful. A couple of low Ultras died, but that's about it. Now here Lings, Banes, Ultras trying to knock this base down, and Spirit understands the base will go down. The question is, what kind of trade does he get on the back side? So Cham now comes spilling on in, trying to get on top of the tanks. That's going to be it. As the army retreats, he's going to be okay. Cham losing his sixth base on the north side. But another thing we got to point out, of course, is the fact here that, well, Cham's creep spread is monstrous. Cham's creep spread is insanely good. It is, I mean, it's in the Terran fourth base. And yeah, it's 14 minutes in. This is not quite what we saw from Reynor today, where it was across the map in 8 minutes. But this has also been a really weird build, so I don't really know. Thank you, Dr. Dark Knight. Technically, the anniversary of the... well, okay, you're right. The anniversary of the day of my birth. I think technically the anniversary of my birth was right around 2:34 this morning. Something like that. And hey, Zocker. It's been a while. I haven't actually seen you around recently. Hope you're doing well. Okay, Cham behind this. This is such a weird build order. Like, I appreciate what he's going for. At least I think I do. But now that he's been able to secure these bases, happy Multh Day. I've heard, thank you, a boy Javel. I've heard happy Bayo Day in Twitch chat earlier today. And I've heard happy Multh Day. And thank you, Dave Adam. Well, school's out, right? Well, no, Zocker, and you're in high school. Never. When is school done for you? Are you at one of those schools that's done in like July? The local public schools where I grew up, they were always like done like almost the end of June, and I felt so bad for them. It felt so bad. June 18th. Yeah, it's not horrible, but it's not great. It was so nice moving off to college and then like having my semester done in like beginning of May. And sure, we started in August, but whatever. All right, but Spirit into the late game now. He's been able to turtle up pretty damn well, and he's going to move into ranged liberators this game. I can't imagine this is for battlecruiser play. That's not something we see all that often. But the Fusion Core just about done. Spirit taking this map as we have this clear line of demarcation where the Terran is allowed to be. And the Zerg is allowed to be, and it is that line of creep. So good on Cham for advancing it so far forward to the point where, well, the Terran does still feel constrained to his side of the map, even as Spirit has been able to mass expand. But the other interesting thing is the corner bases haven't been taken yet, which is kind of interesting. The ebb and flow of late game TVC is something actually I find really interesting. I've been thinking about it a little bit more recently, where especially against this turtle style that Spirit is playing, that we have seen like Maru be a big fan of. Maru is like the progenitor, the ultimate source of this style. The Zerg will dominate the map for a little bit here. As Ghost going to run forward, looking for some snipes, and the Vikings as well. I mean, these Broodlords are really not long for this world. Actually, yeah, we're going to talk about that in a second, because now here the army runs for a couple Ghosts fall. Broodlings mean that Widow Mines are just totally useless. Banes come crashing into this base, and with the, there we go, Ultras and Ravagers and all that fun stuff, it will knock this base down. But Spirit has plenty more where that came from. I think he just built 4 or 5 command centers. Hey, Frost Giant Studios! I know I've been posting on Twitter and in Twitch chat, but I am so excited for June 9th and June. I believe there's another event soon thereafter. I think I've seen something about that. I'm also incredibly envious of everyone that took part in the preview over the last 3 days. But I promise I will be patient. I promise I will be patient and wait until June 9th. I'm so excited for it. 9th and 12th, okay. So and it's on my calendar. I'm not missing it for the world. But okay, a bunch of Ghosts will go down here. Good surrounds, actually. The Cracklings, you get them that early, they punch through things pretty damn quickly. Zogern, you don't know what June 9th is? I'm sorry, folks. We're going to take a brief aside from talking about StarCraft. June 9th is the Summer Games Festival, where at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, I'm like, what time zone is 2 p.m.? 2 p.m. Eastern, Frost Giant is going to be revealing their game. I don't know what's going to be revealed. I don't know if it's just a title. I don't know if it's just a title and theme, background, some lore, whatever. I don't know. There were some previews today. There were some previews Wednesday through Friday of this week. I was not invited to that. That's fine. But I've been seeing it all over Twitter. I've been hearing good things. And everyone, like literally everyone in the community is just so freaking hyped. I know the right people are in the right places, is what I've been told. My hat. It's all good. You can make it up to me by sending me one of those fantastic Frost Giant t-shirts that I will wear literally every day until it is rags. Or just by making an awesome game, which is really all that I want. I'm so excited about it. I will check my DMs. I'll check my DMs after the stream, Frost Giant. There we go. But again, I'm hearing so much fantastic stuff about what's happening on the esports side, which is what I care about as a caster. I'm hearing so much exciting things. I listened to the RTS Shooter Llama SC stream where they're talking about custom maps and everything. I'm so excited about that. There are some tournaments I want to be able to run that I can't in the StarCraft engine. And I'm really hoping that we're going to have some like API extensibility so I can do some really cool stuff. I got really distracted talking about Frost Giant. Regardless, I'm really excited about June 9th. I hear incredible things like in the green room. Don't worry, they're not leaking anything. They're just saying, hey, you should be really excited for June 9th. Twitter's all abuzz about it. Yeah. Folks, Summer Games Festival, June 9th. And Frost Giant, where's the June 12th thing? Is that going to be on your stream? Summer Game Festival. There we go. Yeah. And also, I will be trying to co-stream it because I believe we can do that for... We don't have to be official to watch that. So I'll be watching that. I'll be taking time off work to boot up my stream and watch the announcement with however many of you that wish to show up. But now that we've had that aside, as I've like nerded out enough about things, let's talk about where this game here is actually. So those are some fantastic snipes. And there's actually no energy on the rest of the infestors. So this is I was talking about game state, and I was really more details about June 12th after the announcement. Okay, I'm excited to find out about that too. Anyways, and by the way, I will sign any and all NDAs that you want, just so we're clear. Anyways, I was talking about game state and how like the early to middle mid game of ZVT is one that the Zerg does dominate when we're talking about this Terran turtle style. But one thing I don't see Zergs do enough. Yeah, look, I agree with this. That was 10 minutes or 5 minutes of me literally selling my soul to Frost Giant. Because I'm so please. I'm so excited about this. I've not heard so many good things about something for a long time. But anyway, where was I? Yeah. So in terms of game state, early game. Yes, exactly. In this game state, the Zerg dominates the map in the early part of the mid game. And something we saw actually Reynor do to Data against Clem, which was, I don't see it all that often, but I think it's the way you got to play, is we saw him aggressively take both contested bases. So on Berlingrad, it's upper right, bottom left. On Blackburn, it's the 6 and 12 o'clock. On Hardwire, it's the 3 and 9. And then instead of mining your interior bases, you put, what is it? I can't do math. Like whatever. You max saturation on those outlying bases, and you don't even mine from your interior, because eventually, when the Terran hits this critical mass of Ghost 1820, they will be able to punch through. And with Ghosts and all of these things, they will be able to go punch through. Oh yeah, no, Frost Giant. Again, I'm taking that time off work to watch it. Like, it is absolutely happening. But eventually we hit this point, as we can see right here, where the Ghost count is critical mass, the upgrades are where they need to be, where it's a lot harder for the Zerg to really hold position as well, and even to trade efficiently as well here. As we can see, Cham is broke as a joke. So then the Terran gets to take those contested bases, often both of those contested bases, right? And that's where things start to get, that's where in the super late game, things really start to work well for the Terran. And that's why Maru is quote unquote unbeatable after 20 minutes, because he can survive the mid-game Zerg pressure. But also, that's why we saw Reynor do so well and Cyril do so well against Maru in Katowice, because Cyril was able to leverage that and start mining from the contested bases faster and start stealing money from the Terran, as Spirit absolutely wins on the north side, wins on the south side as well. Cham GG's out. He has no money. And I'm sorry, I got too distracted by talking about game state and not enough about the actual game. As by the way, folks, yeah, this is now Series 2, Ryung versus Reynor. And apparently, Ryung is godlike in the... Okay, so Ryung and Reynor, or Ryung and Maru played very similarly in general. Ryung and Maru's TVT are both godlike. They both play very similarly. So it doesn't surprise me to hear Reynor saying that Ryung's late game like ghost control is incredible. The problem is, unlike Maru, Ryung doesn't really get to that late game as easily. And thank you, PJ Vindahus. But you, anyway, Eurystheus, you talk about how, ooh, 15 pull from Reynor. He's been doing this a little more often. Actually, that was actually a really cool thing to see in the upper bracket semis of DreamHack. I am very hopeful. So for those of you that are not aware, ESL uploaded 7 or 8 maps from the most recent TLMC to StarCraft to the map browser under the ESL account. And they're official ESL maps. So I'm incredibly hopeful that I'm probably not between now and Valencia. I don't think we're going to see that. The Kaiser ST2, I intentionally do not have a bracket command right now because these games happened this morning. So any sort of bracket command would be a spoiler. If you want to do it, you can just Google, you can just look up the WTL on StarCraft 2 or on Liquipedia, and then you'll get that. But again, I'm trying. Oh shoot! Prediction. That game went so long, I forgot I had a prediction for it. Spirit won the map. Well done. I don't know if it's worth doing predictions because these games have happened before and people can cheat the system. But you know what? It's fun. We gamble. I am more than happy to have you all farm points in my channel. That's fine. So predictions, round 2. Infinite twit. Literally, you found the infinite money hack, Zogren. Right here. It is Bayo feeling generous because it's his birthday. I occasionally get Discord notifications, and I'm like, what is this? And also, I don't know if you're watching, but Score Burrito, thank you so much for the birthday wishes on my Discord, folks. If you want to hang out with me, and it's not StarCraft time, or I'm not live, please join my Discord. I pathologically whatever. I have a problem, and that is if someone talks to me, I will talk back. Like I enjoy human interaction far too much, and I got in the habit. COVID means that it's not as bad anymore, and I can go into work, and it's great. But COVID has put me in the habit of making friends on the internet. Like literally, if you message me something, I will respond. And I'll probably respond within 5 minutes if I'm awake. So actually probably don't abuse the streamer, please. exactly slower on. Yeah, it's just funny. I don't know how I feel about the NBA because like I love basketball. I was never very good at it. My sports were always like baseball, and funnily enough, I was really good at Quidditch, which kind of plays like basketball a little bit. So I don't know. I just my shot was horrible. But I never really got in the NBA all that much. Maybe it was because my team's the Wizards and they suck. And you know, I spent 5 years in Arizona, so then I was supporting the Suns, who have now about to be a dumpster fire. Ooh, Reaper gets a ling there against Reynor. I mean, it'll also die. So, but I've always been a big college basketball fan. I grew up rooting for Duke and UVA because my dad went to both schools, and I was in Virginia, and I almost went to UVA twice actually. It was a good time. I almost went there for my undergrad and for my PhD, but I got offers I liked more elsewhere. So I grew up rooting for them when they were like, you know, fantastic. But are you saying NBA has too many timeouts or college basketball has too many timeouts, slower on? See, yeah, pretty much, Mr. Fickle. Like, it's a birthday stream. We have StarCraft up. I'm going to talk about it some. But also, it's my birthday. I don't feel... And the one mistake I made is I didn't go get some beers or something, or like a cake. Because before this, because this was kind of last second, and I'm like, you know, I am going to cast StarCraft because I have not done enough StarCraft today. And I was watching StarCraft all day, so I didn't go do anything else. Luckily, I have meal prep. I'm 26 now. I almost said the wrong number. It's my 26th birthday today. I'm currently a PhD student at Dartmouth College. For undergrad, I went to Arizona State for my undergrad and my master's. Yeah. Merry Birthmas. Thank you, Frost Giant. And happy belated or early birth. Happy belated 34th birthday, Mr. Fickle. Unless today's your birthday, and then also, hey, it's a good birthday. But okay, Liberators in the main. Hellions try to find value. I'm actually really curious to see how Ryung tries to take this game, because from what I've heard, his late game understanding is maybe not as good as Mars, but it's very good. Again, the problem is he just can't survive against these top Zergs. I don't know whether it's mechanics or what, because his mechanics against Protoss are fantastic. Happy early 26th or 35th birthday then, Mr. Fickle. Slowly. See, here's the thing. Here's what happens. I wake up. I do my PhD. I wake up. I eat breakfast. Well, actually, more like I eat lunch at noon. I eat breakfast at like noon, but I wake up. I work on my PhD. I eat lunch. While I'm eating lunch, I try to edit a video if I can, if I'm working from home. I then do the rest of my work. And then I cast StarCraft. And then I work out. Don't forget working out, folks. If you an active body means that your mind you perform better academically. There are causal links to this. Plus, you know, I have to uphold the Frodo figure, right? I can't disappoint people when I finally go to an offline event eventually, and people expect to meet Frodo, and you know we gotta look the part. So gotta work out, and then I cast in the evening, and that really is my life for the most part. Right. And I have friends. Oh, no, I do sleep. Sleep is important. The problem is my sleep schedule is all kinds of jacked up because I do EPT Korea. And it's fine in the winter because I can just sleep and be fine. But first of all, as I get better as a hypecaster, I find that it's harder for me to sleep after Korea. Yes, this game is a replay. These games happened this morning. It is off of YouTube. No, Hoppa, if I get invited as talent to Atlanta, I'm going to a costume shop and I'm going to get some like really cheap Hobbit attire, and I will cast an entire best of 3 in Hobbit attire. Hello, Dodie Lol. Hi, Dodie. Are you in any way, shape, or form related to the musical artist Dodie? Yep. So anyway, Ryung here, stimming in. And again, remember, this is not his strong point, but it looks like he's going to try to find something here. Stimming on, trying to knock the base down. The transfuses, they're not good enough, actually. And there we go. Ryung actually getting damage in this game. And actually, this was a fantastic timing. His 1-1 is done. 1-1 just completed for Reynor now. So knocking one of those bases down as Reynor goes for a quick hive, it does now mean that, again, it's only 4 bases for Reynor. And I think it really actually is only 3. Ryung got the 4th. So this is going to slow down Reynor just enough. But eventually, Reynor will max out with 1-1. With actually, he's going Roach Ravager Lingbane for the quick hive. So we don't have a big impact of 1-1 Roaches really heading up. Which is really actually fairly nice for Ryung if he's going to be able to get to that ghost count. But it's going to be interesting to see if he's going to be able to keep taking these trades. Because knocking a base down once, great job, good job positioning. Question, though, is whether he can keep doing it and keep keeping Reynor back so he can build himself into that position that we were just treated to in Spirit versus Cham, where the game goes super late, you have all this ghost control, and it is much less of a mechanics battle and more of a positioning battle. But now this bio will be dealt with. I'll get dropped. We're okay. Well, okay, I'm going to Atlanta regardless. If I get invited as talent to Atlanta, I'm casting a series as Frodo. That's also true, Kurubuki. That might be a legal thing there. X lowercase. It's my PhD is in robotics of harsh environments, autonomous systems. If you're curious about what I'm currently working on, exclamation mark video or exclamation mark research in the chat. I made a 3-minute video for a NASA proposal back in December, and that kind of gives a good brief rundown of it and my research team. Unfortunately, we didn't get funded, but I'm progressing that work into my PhD thesis, so it's fine. As Ryung actually first move his advantage here on the right side. Decent Vanely connections, but not exactly what Reynor needed to break through. So another base will fall. Reynor kind of capped at 5 right now. 2-2 just about done. Reynor now trying to find his way on the high ground. Vanely's run forward. Tank's actually not getting the best target fire right now, but enough of the bio survives. And again, Ryung not looking all that bad. He's keeping Reynor at least somewhere down. I mean, his drone count's fantastic, 98 workers. But at least he's knocking down some of the bases. He's not allowing Reynor quite as much map control. That being said, not a lot of Marauders on the left side. The tanks are unsieged, but on the right side, actually, Reynor, he's not winning this fight necessarily. Ryung stims on in the bio. The reinforcements continuing to find value. But we're starting to see in the supply here the fact that Reynor has been able to max out again. He has that larva. He has the bank. He's been mining more 98 workers. But at least Ryung has survived a 2-2. But we do need to start to see him dealing with a creep spread a little bit. It is here. I'll post the link again because there's an internal cooldown on the command. There we go. But he does need to start dealing with this creep because when a Zerg gets their creep to your 3rd base, I'm just saying it's not the it is not it's not the best situation that you really want to run into. Yes, 2 words, space bolos. That was it was an interesting death sound. The Chinese death sounds are always a lot of fun. Okay, so now Ling's Banes, they're going to come running on into this base, and Ryung's just not here. So this base is going to be a dead base. Finally, there we go. A little bit more expensive than I think Reynor wanted, but the Roaches, at this point, they don't really care. The Roaches are dead weight as Reynor does move into this more advanced late game scenario. His Greater Spire is done, and Roaches just don't trade all that well. Oriental Habit, thank you so fucking much for the happy fucking birthday. I can say that. I'm not on ESL. I don't know what their policies are. I try to keep myself around the PG-13 level, just make life easier for myself. But Ryung does lose that 4th base. He does have a 5th base, though. That is a planetary. Hello, Echo Soldy 3er. How's it going? I just used 2 random Hyper 1. So I have the R category now. I'm a pirate. R. Actually, folks, here's the question. What is the pirate's favorite letter? I'm waiting. Inspired failure letter. But okay, now tank will get abducted. Damn it, Ponder. No, Ponder C knows the joke. Thank you, Mr. You may think it'd be the R, but it'd be the C. Two of you knew the joke. I'm so disappointed. Now, I got to point out here, we talked about roaches not being all that great, and actually, on this 1080p to 4K resolution, kind of hard to see the roaches. That roach is actually, I wasn't sure if that was a roach or just like an explosion pothole. But using a roach to deny a base is not something that we see all that often. But finally, we're into ghost tech. We're finally getting Ryung into that late game Turtle Terran style that is so hard for, yeah, so have I, Ponder SC too. I miss doing it. Like, I spent a summer up in Maine, which is actually the reason why I stopped playing StarCraft for well, one of two reasons why I stopped playing StarCraft for 5 years. The other one was the fact that I was getting my undergrad in aerospace engineering, and I didn't have enough time to feel good about the game. And then COVID came back. I can't believe that I am at where I am right now, where I'm doing mainstream ESL stuff, because I literally started playing the game again March 2020 after a 5-year break, and I started casting again in like June 2020. Oh man, Mr. Matt, Maine in the summer. I'm so happy I live in New Hampshire right now because it's close to Maine. Like, Maine in the summer is, it's called vacation land, but it is my favorite place to be in the world. It was so nice. As we see this drop, gonna knock down another base. And actually, I mean, Marauders against Banes, you'll take that every day of the week and twice on Sundays. And luckily for us, folks, it is Sunday or Monday in Korea. That explains why Hero Marine almost beat Clem there today. What part of Maine do you live in, Oriental? I'm not asking you to dox yourself on the internet, but like Northwoods, near the coast. I worked up near Augusta, like 30 minutes outside of Augusta, in the middle of nowhere. But I do have friends on like the coast, which I need to go and visit them this summer now that COVID is less of a problem theoretically. Yeah, this is a Mainer chat now, and we need Titan on Fire to show up, because that man also lives in Maine. He likes to mock me for, well, I don't know, but the reason let's be real, the reason I love Maine more than anything else is because lobster rolls are my favorite food. But okay, now here comes Ryung, running through, but Baneling's, he's not really well split just yet, so Marines, they continue to fall, but Ryung's supply actually not doing all that poorly until the tanks start to fall. That's where things get a little bit problematic, and on the right side as well, we got to remember the Broodlords start to siege up this planetary, and we don't have Thors just yet. Not really. A couple Vikings, but not where they need to be. As, the Banelings get chased on down. But Ghosts on the right side. Fungals are good EMP. So the Fungals are not going to really delay things. Army running on forward, looking for snipes on the detection. But the Broodlings get there in time. So these Ghosts will die. We hear the, what is it, like 1 in 100 Ghost screams are female? So Bar Harbor, got it. Well done, Oriental Habit. They're $30. I mean, I guess we're not like, we're not in lobster rolls. We're not in lobster season yet. But like, still, I was living there I guess it was almost 10 years ago. No, it wasn't. It's 2016. 6 years ago, there was like the McDonald's lobster roll, which I would never buy, but the McDonald's lobster roll was $7. Yeah, but I don't think Rihanna has the female ghost skin. That doesn't surprise me, Oriental. Bar Harbor is beautiful, but I would never buy anything there. But okay, Reynor finds his way on in. 27 SCVs die in the blink of an eye. And also, Ryung has had to give this base up. So, we see Reynor almost playing how Ryung wants to play, just this constricting style. But we got to point out that as good as it looks for Reynor right now, he's at 6k bank. Ryung literally has no gas. Reynor has not been able to steal base from Ryung. So, as long as Ryung is going to be able to start... I would love to see resources lost. But as long as we have Reynor, like, not able to take this base, as long as Ryung is trading well enough, Parasitic Bomb on top of the Vikings, decent. Yeah, there we go. Nice dodge. Ryung is eventually going to be happy. Yeah, I don't think this is the female ghost skin, Oriental Habit. So I think we heard a Nova scream or something. I don't know. It's been a long weekend. I've cast a lot of StarCraft. Brain not operating on full efficiency, which is why when I have to go make edits to my thesis proposal tomorrow, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a fun time. Because I'm defending my thesis proposal like the week after Valencia, which is another reason why it would be really hard to go and like last second go to Valencia. Not my thesis proposal. So this is me setting my committee and saying, this is what I like. Everyone knows what I want to work on, but this is me defending that is viable to work on. But yes. If you want to see what I'm working on, Sean's the video that was just linked is these. I'm further along than I am now. Yeah, I'm not defending my thesis though. That's 2 years. I defend my thesis in spring 24. This is just the thesis proposal. So it's like, this is what I want to do. This is the research, the prior that supports it. This is the schedule of work. This is how I'm going to break it down. This is the different things. Much like Reynor is trying to break down Ryung's defensive position. How do we like that transition? Is that a good transition? I like how there's somehow a Ling under that base. When Ryung has pretty much occupied... I mean, the Broodlords have done a good job sieging, but Ryung has pretty much occupied that position anyways. An 8? Okay, I'll take it. But yeah, I've defended 2 theses thus far. I defended my master's thesis, and I defended my capstone, which was a 95-page document that was... It was a group project, but it was still effectively like a group thesis. Can't confirm. Especially defending your thesis room online just really sucks, but... I don't know whether that was Reynor trolling or Reynor trying to do something next level, but that was beautiful. Yes, my cat stone. Absolutely, Kabuki. Glad you understand. As I've never lived in a legal state, actually. I mean, I guess Virginia's legal now, but when I lived for the first 19 years of my life, when I lived there, it was not so. Anyway, but Ryung now, he has +3 mech attack, +1 mech armor, so the Thors are not going to live for forever, but they do a lot of damage. And Ryung, he's really trying to clean up a lot of this map control that the Zerg player has, but of course we got to remember, folks, the longer he stays on creep, the easier it is for Reynor to take a fight just like this. But actually the Baneling's only coming in from one position. Look at him crashing in as the Ghost, they retreat back, but oh, good fungals. EMPs only get a couple. But how much of this army of Ryung remains? It looks like not enough as the Blinding Clouds knock down on top of these tanks. And while Thors are wonderful, incredible units against Broodlords, you need more than one. So you go and it spins around and then it starts, and it on those, they actually don't even spin in the air. That's like a cartoonish thing. They just kind of run, and then the 2 weighted ends, they go and they wrap around the legs. Yes. I would spam the balls emote, but my gift sub to Pig is timed out, so we cannot spam the balls emote. I should have... If I had more emote slots, I would absolutely have like a balls 1, balls 2 for like both balls of the bolus. I should upload that video to my actual StarCraft YouTube channel. I'm giving so many free views to this YouTube channel of mine that is literally my research YouTube that has 1 video on it, when I could be directing you all to my actual YouTube. All right. By the way, folks, if you want to see StarCraft casts in 4K that are maybe a little less casual than this, of some fantastic series, if you want one game, Classic versus Beyond from EPT 122, EPT Career 122. Game 2 literally made it so I didn't sleep on that night. I finished the cast of that game and I was literally shaking. Cham won 1 game. Louis QW. Cham won game 1, Spirit won game 2. Reynor now has won game 3. And remember, going into this week, well, Kaizi is 4-1, so they're in the middle of the pack. They're on the upper side of the pack, but GP is they're right on the edge. They are 2 maps behind the Freaks, and that is the only thing differentiating GP and the Freaks from being in the playoffs or not qualifying. Oh, shoot, I forgot to do the map predictions. Not polls. Well, our original idea was a lot dumber. Our original idea was a lot dumber, Oriental Habit. Where we were talking about, and I may still do something with this, I don't know. We were talking about like literally launching 2 javelins with a rope between, and having them impact with some sag, and having a little robot go between them and like passively, so controlling the height of the 2 of them. To swing back and forth and like passively allow this surveyor bot to go between the 2 to like survey PSRs. And you have significant, and the reason we started working on this actually is when there's no atmosphere, there's no such thing as terminal velocity. And sure, lunar gravity is like 1.62 meters per second. It's, you know, 1/6 Earth's gravity. When there's nothing stopping you, or there's nothing stopping you from falling over like 4 kilometers into a crater, you fall pretty fast. And also, I would like to remind you all, in the void of space, no one can hear you scream. Which is why it is the perfect place that when I am stressed out, would I become an astronaut? I genuinely don't know. I think I probably would at the end of the day. I think the opportunity, I don't think I would be able to stop myself, but that's not my goal. Like, I think I would. I think I absolutely would go to space. The problem right now is I think they're changing it, but I'm too tall to be an astronaut for NASA. I think they cap out at 5'10" for the max height for male astronauts, or max height for astronauts. Like maybe it's, I forget what the bounds are, but I don't think 6'1" is within that. Oh, the spin launch? Yeah, aliens, absolutely. I will be an alien astronaut. And look, Zogger, and here's the thing. You know, I'm saying I don't know if I would if NASA would, like, I don't think I fit the size requirements. Yeah, exactly. It's in space. Because the reason behind that is we're absolutely talking about StarCraft, just StarCraft 1,000 years ago or something. I forget what the timeline is in the Cthulhu sector. Is because they have to standardize everything. And it is a lot easier to say we're going to standardize for like the average American with a little bit of bounds than it is to say, yeah, we're going to have G seats, like anti-G-force seats and things like shock seats and things like that, for someone who is like 6'5". There we go. But also, where was I going with this? Yeah, you know, I think I'm honor bound to become an astronaut because the amount of times I've been called a space cadet, I mean, that's just the obvious next step. Alaros, do you like my birthday hat? I hope you like my birthday hat. Also, someone should gift Alaros a sub, because she is also a fellow broke graduate student. I'm cosplaying. I am literally cosplaying as a nose cone. Yep, that works. I'm actually such a big fan. And I mean, I live in the Northeast, so... And this is not a judging statement whatsoever. Hey, Alex. By the way... Thank you, Alex. By the way, folks, if you're wondering who this is, Alex Inbino. And I actually don't remember if that's last name or not because I just remember your name is Alex. I did collegiate esports stuff with him back in high school or back in college, back for ASU esports. And yes, I'm trying to be corrupt and giving my friends money. Absolutely. Please don't judge me. Yes, yes, this fitted pee bag. So it had to be huge, jumbo, or gargantuan instead of small, medium, and large. But we did some cool stuff together. I mean, I ran the StarCraft team, which this was around the time where collegiate esports for StarCraft started to die. But we won some games as here comes the push from Ryung moving in. And Ryung's 2-base timings, they looked decent at Katowice. Unfortunately, he played like Dark and Rogue and Cyril, and it's like, okay, good luck, dude. Stealth Vapor, these games are not live. They happened this morning. This is, I'm starting to think that I should just cast WTL at a more NA friendly time zone. So these games happen at like 6 o'clock this morning. But also it's my birthday, so this is a much more casual stream than I would normally do. But anyway, Ryung trying to find his way in, but Reynor, the god of run-bys himself, he's knocking down where all of the Marines are from Ryung, all of his reinforcements. So he's turning this instead of a continuous parade push of pain and power and privilege, or maybe not privilege, but pain and power. Now, really, the reinforcements can't find their way on over, so it is down to this army that Ryung has. And by the way, as he makes this push happen, as we do see the Marines fall, a lot of his tanks are on the high ground. They're not really part of this army just yet. But now as the tanks leave, receives, Reynor looking for the break right now, but good splits from Ryung to start this off. A lot of the Banelings fall. I don't see how many we have right now. I wish I was in game. But a lot of these Banelings have fallen down, so Ryung, he's been able to clean up what is dealing with the reinforcements. He's dealt with that run-by from Reynor. He's able to start parade pushing once again, but 9 Queens are an incredible defensive utility, an incredible defensive tool. Wait a minute, he's going to be able to deny +1 Reynor transfusing, but that's transfuse energy he does not have for the Queens. So now here comes again from every side the flank of Reynor. He is the king. Reynor. He knocks this down. Ryung below 100 supply, not really mining off that third base. 7 Marines at a time are all that truly remain. And it actually, yeah, just the army is dead. Sure, the Queens don't want to go too far off creep. But Reynor's on 75 workers. He was able to survive that. He did not have his upgrades canceled. And from this point, once the Terran lose that foothold, it is so much harder for them to find another one. So Lings come in once again with +1 now, equal upgrades. Bane's trying to find a way in as well. Tank's looking for the target fire, will not find it. And Baneling's on the Marines as well. This is what we talk about. Ryung is good once it gets late, but his splits are not where they need to be, specifically against Banelings. That's kind of funny. He splits against Disruptors pretty damn well. There is no bracket command here today, El Terran Azul, because these games happened this morning, and I'm just trying to avoid spoilers. Master volume. Oh, you want me to turn you up? You want to be a little louder? Is this better for you? I can do that. But now I'm maxed. But yeah, so as we get into this final series, yeah, I'm in the red on OBS. I tried turning your volume up because I'm peaking on my OBS output. In fact, there we go. That's better. I would try messing with your audio settings because I'm in the peaking level of my audio. But you know, Alex and I, we did some cool stuff. I mean, as I said, I think, hey, Jiggly Piggly, thanks so much for the birthday wishes. Dogman is, I think, getting into casting now. I think what I heard. Also, though, and this is what I think is even more interesting, is the fact that, or not, actually, a totally different train of thought. What am I saying? When Alex and I did stuff for ASU Esports together, we had this company come in, and they called themselves DreamHack. And we're like, oh, DreamHack wants to want a DreamHack at ASU. That's super cool. And it's not. It's not at all. It was a company out of one of the UC schools. One of the SoCal UC schools, I think. Was it Dream League? Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Which was a Dream League. Dream League at the time, and still is a DreamHack property, right? It's a Dota 2 league. And they're pretty awesome. They actually, it was a lot more fun back then. They had a lot of memes, but they've kind of lost their identity as they moved in the DPC circuit. But anyway, and they come in and we're like, oh, that's awesome. Like, DreamHack wants to work at Dream League. That's really cool. And then it turns out it was like these 2 kids and their parents, like college kids, not like little kids, college guys, and their parents, and then like this one angel investor. I don't know that I ever got paid, Alex, actually. I don't know I ever got paid for that. And they came in, they put on these lands at ASU, at the student union, what we called the Memorial Union. No, not the Memorial Union, at the fitness complex. Welcome back, Echo Sold E3er. Eventually, this is just going to become enough of a habit of a meme that I'm going to, like, I'm going to say it out of course without thinking about it, and that's where we need to be. But they ran all these lands, and actually, that's where I have... She's going to reach for the Zergling plushie that is behind my green screen. Can't do it. But it was so weird because they're like, oh, yeah, we're not stealing any IP. We're just Dream League. And I'm like, you understand Dream League is already a... Was it second floor? No, you're right. You're right. It was second floor MU. And then the second event was in the one of the SDFC gyms, I think. And it seems like since then you found a better... and once I left, it seems like there were some even better esports things. And look, actually, you know, it's me. It is... It's Dogman, and it's also Char, who, you know, did all that awesome fighting game community stuff. I'm not really tapped into FGC. It's not the type of esports I enjoy. Like no disrespecting it. Just I kind of enjoy the more polished, like the more polished, more traditional sports esports. But Char was super involved in that, getting a bunch of like actually FGC pros. I don't think any ASU esports did ever got to the level like the Big House, which is that big University of Michigan fighting game tournament. But that's actually pretty cool. Sorry, folks. This is a Prince game, which means we need to actually talk about what's happening here just a little bit. As Prince hallucinated an immortal to give the idea that this is an immortal sentry timing, something like that. But behind that, he has 3 DTs that he's warped in. And this is freaking bonkers. I love it. But Solar seems to have some idea that you're playing against Prince, you build spores. That being said, there's no spore in the main base. So we're going to see Prince, 1 into the main, 1 into the natural, 1 into the third. And actually, there's almost no army on the map right now for Solar. It's like 9 lings. I think that's about it. And they're all on the other side of the map. So, yeah, there are spores. But you have to understand that, well, you know, if you want to get something done with this, you actually need to have units that kill the DTs when they are revealed. Which he doesn't. Not quite yet. So the spores now they're running over, and actually the DTs could find their way into the natural because there's not a spore there just yet. And actually, DTs will find the third. So this is going to be a dead spore, at least a spore that's forced to move. There is no layer is not on the way all that quickly. So okay, DTs they're going to give up on it. I really would have preferred to see them follow that and chase it down. Idiotic Hershey, thank you so much. Like, honestly, one of the reasons I'm streaming right now. Post-event doldrums, so like the post-event blues are such a thing, where you've done your last day of a broadcast on a big event, like not an EPT Cup, and then you're done, and you don't get a lot of feedback. Like you can watch Twitch chat a little bit, but you don't get a lot of feedback. And then you find yourself, at least I do, find this desperate position of I don't care what it is, I want feedback. So then you start fiending the internet. You start searching Screddit for your name. You start looking for Team Liquid. You look on Twitch, it's like, oh, I probably should do this. This isn't the healthiest. And then during the final day of DreamHack, you type in Twitch chat a bunch and have people say happy birthday to you. So this is my self-care, I guess, of walking my way down from the cliff of the post-event blues by casting. I should be giving my voice a rest right now, probably. But, you know, that's not how that works. Have a good night there, 47. By the way, question for you, as you're gone, if you're not already gone, are you still taking commissions for emotes? Specifically, like animated emotes, because I have 3 slots, and I should use them, and I very much enjoy the work you've done in the past. I know, right, Sergilia? If you're talking about EU finals? Oh, man. I gotta say, you know what? I'm sad I didn't cast the finals, as actually, we gotta talk about what's happening here. That DT opening from Prince, now he's moving into your more standard Mr. Gateway style. Mr. Gateway man style, where Blink, this is actually a little different, because like the bleeding edge PVZ is 540 Blink. This one times that Blink and +1 a little bit later. But, okay. Now here come the Stalkers, find their way into the natural, and actually, what are we at? Supply. Solar's only up 10 army supply, and +1 Blink Stalkers. They trade tremendously well against the Roaches. Blings on the other side, they're not going to knock too much down just yet. Good force fields, actually. Really good force fields. Means he's only fighting half the army right now. DT's in the third base as well. Stalkers blink forward. And folks, Prince, he's always good for an upset. He's got it here. Game 1 goes to the Team GP Protoss. Oh, yeah. That was... He hallucinated an immortal to hide the fact that he was building DTs. Oh, I love it. Oh, so cool. I worked with an artist to get my new emotes, and like I really enjoy them. But like, I think the Frodocaster emote is fantastic because we got to lean into the meme. And I really love the GG. I really love the robot holding up the little GG sign. Makes me very happy indeed. Where was I? Yeah. Oh, Algo, to answer your question, I can talk. I can't speak to everyone. I know like some people don't look at chat at all. I actively look at Twitch chat when I'm not casting. If I'm on B stream, I kind of have it up, and I'm like, okay, whatever. But if I'm on mainstream and I have like one window for my PGM, my preview of that whatever's going to stream, and I actually have StarCraft open and all this other stuff, I actually don't have a window for it. But then if I'm not actively casting, yeah, I'm shitposting in Twitch chat. I guess on the scale of like Zombie Grub to Wardy, I'm more on the. I'm probably even further than Zombie Grub is. These are not replays, but this is also not live. This is a replay. So WTL played this, I think like 6 o'clock this morning, and I was approved to cast. Actually, I was been approved to cast WTL from the start of the season, but I didn't want to do the early morning stuff, and it didn't occur to me until recently that I could just cast them in the evenings, because this is a YouTube VOD that I'm casting off of right now. Hey, Azio Online, thank you so much for the Prime Gaming sub. Thank you for taking some of the money that Daddy Bezos is taking from you and reinvesting it in a caster that you hopefully like. But Prince, he is the prince of something. Hey, Satatonic. It is a party. Although I need to find a different birthday background, because like this is not doing it for me. Like the candles are just flickering a little bit. That's about it. Okay, so I can't believe. Well, actually, I was gonna say I can't believe Prodigal Taurus made its way into the pool. This is I'm live to you. These games happened this morning. They're from a YouTube video. Hey, thank you so much, Azio Online. I will not, by the way, to preempt the next question, I will not be online in Valencia as far as I know. Maybe something changes. Maybe I'm designated survivor caster. They put me in a plane circling Valencia in case everyone gets COVID. But as far as I know, and I believe everyone else has been invited, I'm not going to Valencia. I might, if they do B stream, hopefully I'll get that, but not the main thing, unfortunately. I would love to. But I will be going to Atlanta regardless of whether I get invited or not. So I hope to see every single one of you right now. That's going to be at Atlanta. You better go up, better shake my hand, and tell me I'm awesome. Because if you do anything else, I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, Sergilia, you got to remember, this was my first time ever on the mainstream. They could not be sure that I could handle the mainstream pressure. As again, we do see DTs coming down because this is Prince, and do we even need to mention it? I don't know if I'm casting in Atlanta or not. But I live in New Hampshire. Atlanta is a 3-hour plane ride away. This is going to be the first LAN in North American soil in quite a while. I'm not missing it. I've only been to one StarCraft offline event in my life. And that was Red Bull Battlegrounds DC. So now that I'm a caster, now that I'm like relatively enmeshed in the scene as someone doing things, it damn well bet I'm going to an NA LAN. Like, let's be real here. And yes, Clem Reynor was so damn good. But Jiggly Piggly, what I will say though, if I do go and I'm not invited as talent, I do hope that I'm going to be able that I'd be able to do like a guest series or something. Spell someone for me. I mean, those are long days for the hired talent. Thank you, Jiggly Piggly. I mean, folks, I'll talk about the Dark Shrine in just a second. We're not, the DTs are warping in, so we do need to talk about it here. This is a Prince build. Prince is like SOS's stepchild, as Solar knows what's happening. Does he have spores though? Lair's on the way. He scouts the Twilight, but okay, spores are on the way right now. But again, this is just a dead spore. Actually, yeah. So the Lings are going to find the Dark Shrine, but already DTs are on the field, and you kill the spore, you kill the base. But of course, Prince wants more, so he's going to find his way into the natural as well. Queens are actually going to get pulled here to body block for this one. So Prince has so much opportunity for damage, but Solar handling this really well. And I guess Prince not really sure whether we're going to have a Lair done, and he says, okay, let me just retreat. I'm going to deal with the third base. I'm going to kill that off. And by the way, we're not going to see charge complete. In fact, I'm not even sure the space is going to go. No, okay, the two DTs are still there. Spore's not going to burrow on time. Not enough transfuses. Prince, he gets the third. And we got to remember, this is Solar's map pick, and actually looks like the charge will complete, or at least it's going to keep going. It's not going to get canceled. One DT finds its way home defensively to defend the gold. More DTs warp in here, and Prince is just victimizing Solar in this game. Now, of course, with the Spore there, the DTs are not going to get as much done. But we have Immortals on the way. This is a 2-base Zerg right now. Charge will be done. We're going to have a Charge Lot Immortal Archon all in. You're losing those Warp Prism, losing the Warp Prism, losing the DTs. Not really what you want. I mean, Orange will have it. I mean, I don't know if you fly out of Portland or if you fly out of, because Portland flights are always expensive. If you fly out of, like, Massachusetts, out of Boston. But you should go. I'm going. Okay, but Lings, again, they're going to try to knock this down. I think they're going to be interesting to see. So we're going to see there. Archon being, that's not recalled, though. No recall on that Archon. But maybe about enough time for charge to complete to what? Oh, yeah. I fell out of Manchester or Boston. Okay, so Dark Shrine's dead, but charge completing is actually such a big deal. Although there's no Templar archives, so you can't build any more Archons. So this was just going to be Charge Lot Immortal off of 4 gas. It's a little awkward. So what does Prince do now that his plans are somewhat thwarted and he finds himself supply blocked because he has to kill pylons to make his way out? He's adding a Robo-Bay. He's adding a Robo as well. So he's going to go double Robo Disruptor here. And against a lot of roaches, I don't hate it. I think that is a rather interesting way to play. I don't know that you can afford all the gas for... Oh, oh, that is so unfortunate. Solar had the perfect timing. I think he maybe had a Ling out, but that is the perfect timing there. As he runs in, right as the ball goes down, 3 workers die. Han Solo this second. I really do appreciate that. I've been doing this since literally June of 2020. I made my first B stream in like what, June 21. So the fact that I'm on A stream now, like literally, I'm almost 2 years to the day since I started casting, is just mind-boggling, literally mind-boggling to me. The fact that I can think of by the end of the year, there's a realistic possibility that I'm casting a LAN in StarCraft that is as established as it is. Okay, like, and by the way, I don't think Steadfast is in the stream right now, but if you want someone to go give all your love to, Steadfast is the reason I'm able to that I have gotten as far as really. Sushi and Steadfast are the 2 people that have allowed me to get to where I am, and like it is so significant, like it cannot be understated. But we're gonna have to see whether Prince has his Sushi or his Steadfast that will allow him to get himself into a 2-0. That was a worse transition than earlier, I think, but it's fine. Solar, he's getting pretty close to max out here. Bailey speed getting started. Although I'm sure if you're familiar with me, I'm sure you're familiar with Steadfast. Like he has exploded. He has exploded. The fact that he's averaging like 500 viewers, that is what, that's about 6 months old now, like less. He only just got partner late last year, I think. I don't know. Maybe my idea of time is wrong, but seriously though, Han Solo telling me like calling my voice iconic is just. I don't know that that's true, but thank you. But anyways, Zealots in the main base here. Prince looking for that counterattack. And we got to remember, he took the gold as his natural, so it's going to start to mine out. Now Bailey's looking to waddle their way on into the 3rd base. The Observer giving us all the screen shake. Because, well, screen shake is required for explosion. But now Disruptor's going to go off. This is on creep, so it's not going to be as powerful here. Solar should be able to dodge most of it. And I believe all Disruptor shots, but the last one, oh, big shot on the last one here. But now all the Disruptor shots have been used. Roach's Ravagers trying to get on top of all the tech units, on the Immortals, on the Disruptors, and the Sagas to a lesser extent as well. The Immortal is just kind of stuck in a Wimble Waddle. Wimble Waddle is the technical term. But pretty much all of the tech of the Protoss player is dead. But that being said, this Zealot run by, the Zealot warp into the main of the natural, 11 workers have fallen. and the lair is starting to fall down here. The Lings with +1. I don't know that they're going to be able to defend it in time. The Zealots are falling. The lair is falling as well, and he gets it. The last second, 14 workers die. Solar's economy in shambles, but so too his princes due to the run by. There are only 4 mineral patches left of the cult. They don't have a lot of money. They don't have a lot of money in them. Poggers, exactly. I don't know what you're pogging about, Hectic, but poggers indeed. Hey, Alex. It was a Stephen King book in a movie. I don't have it in my basement or in my sewer. Thank you, but I'm glad that does not happen as disruptor shots again. They're gonna get a couple Ravagers. That's nice. And here come the Lings now because there's no splash to deal with this. But on the backside, another disruptor shot. Another, canonically, 1.5, 3 kilometer, stupid wide ball of glowing energy of death as Banelings now from Solar once again. They're looking for that mineral line. This time it looks like Prince is going to be able to react in time. But one thing we're not seeing, and thing we are seeing actually from the top tier Protoss, is these almost complete walls. So 9 workers fall. It's still expensive. I think there was 12 Banes. Late night stream WTL. Yeah, Hectic. So what I've started to realize is honestly, because I can get these replays day of, this happened this morning. WTL match time is a really bad time for me. Why don't I just cast him in the evenings? Makes a lot of sense. Banelings and Chrome crashing in, though. Prince again loses that third base. He's now only on 26 workers. He really isn't an all-in state at this point, but he's down 20 army supply. Disruptors are always useful. Colossus are always nice. And Solar's creep spread is really bad. Pretty objectively terrible. But I'm not convinced that that's going to be enough. So Prince sectioning off a bunch of Zealots on the left side, trying to distract Solar maybe. And we got to remember, Zealots against Ling Bane or Ravager, not the best. In fact, there's a reason that for the most part we've seen Protoss players stop using them as much. It really is all Stalkers and Archons in the main army. Zealots just for harass. But now here comes Solar looking for a concave. Disruptor shots are going to be nice, but he needs more. He needs the shots of his lives here, but it's not going to get it. Not just yet. The concave too damn good. Colossus get picked up, dropped down, but there's nowhere for it to drop anymore. Well, I guess he can pick up in the Warp Prism, but that is it. Kaizi Gaming does not go to the ace match. Prince is not able to make that happen. It's going to be 4-2 in the favor of the Zerg players and Spirit.